Hello, my name is Suzette Anderson, and I am the owner and director for Smarty Pants Development Center. How does early expulsion occur, and what factors come into play? So, me personally, as a provider, I have experienced early expulsion at my center quite a few times, probably about 3 to 4 times. And usually it occurs because of child's behavior and not being able to come into agreement with the parents. So the parents aren't able to or aren't willing to work with me in terms of redirecting or changing a child's behavior. So for me, it's always been either numerous accounts of scratchings, biting, just behavior that causes harm to other children. I have had one instance where I had a child who was actually on medication because he's already diagnosed with ADHD, and his parents just refused to give it to him. So he was very distractive. It was hard for us to maintain him, and his behavior was just, none of the teachers could deal with him at all. So that was an instant where expulsion had occurred, and it usually is because of unwanted behaviors, and then the parents not being able to work into an agreement with the parents. The next question was, what happens to a child when they are expelled at an early age? From my experience, if a child is expelled at an early age, I believe what happens is they are put in a situation where they have to be put in a whole nother environment. So they have to learn a new daycare. They go through separation anxiety. If it's a sibling, I'll give you an example. I had an expulsion with a 2-year-old that had an infant sibling in our infant room. So the family, both of the kids were leaving the center. So the mom did, let me know that the baby is having a really hard time adjusting to a new provider. So because of the older sibling, it caused the children both to have to go to a new environment. The little baby she's really stressed out. She has real bad separation anxiety because she was really used to just coming here for the first year of her life. So I think for the child, it is a very stressful situation because the child is having to learn a whole new group of people, whole new teachers, having to readjust to different routines. So expulsion definitely is hard on the child as well. And the last question was, how has early expulsion impacted you as an early educator and your program as a whole? For me, the impact has been pretty much starting to now screen my parents a little more so that before I let them enroll their children, I have a better idea of certain behaviors, or I have a better idea of if a child is medicated, the things that I need to do as a provider to make sure that the children are their behaviors are maintainable. So for me, I think the last expulsions caused me to screen a lot more in terms of before I let a family enroll. I have them come out a couple of times. I meet the kids first. So I just did a lot of different processes to my enrollment procedures because for me, the whole expulsion process can be stressful for me as an educator, for the family, having to find a new provider. So I think that I try to use better tools so that I make sure that this family is a good fit. So I have actually had some families that I have turned away because I could just tell that we weren't a good fit just from the interviews or just from them coming out and just from me being able to kind of communicate with the kids beforehand. So for me, I think that that's what early expulsion has done. Also, I get really attached to the kids as well. So, I'm in tears sometimes when I have to let a kid go because I've grown attached to them, and I've been with these kids, months, possibly years, and it's hard. So it definitely does affect me emotionally as well, but it is something that we have to do as educators and as providers because we have to make sure that all of our kids are safe. And if I have a child here that's harming other kids, my main priority is making sure every kid in my center is safe and not in harm's way. So that's pretty much it.